It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere we go. My name is Michael Knipp, and as we are entering the Christmas season, we're already like 13 days into it, which means that all of you weirdos out there have probably been listening to Christmas music for 3 months at this point, which I do find to be the 8th deadly sin. Nevertheless, it's time to get our Christmas shopping done, and I thought it would be a fun experiment to figure out what type of Christmas gifts I would give to some of my favorite bookish characters as we are in Christmas time. It's the most wonderful time of the year. So I looked at some of my favorite book characters and I said, what would I like to get these characters for Christmas? That's something that I could purchase that may help these characters out in their lives. This could be gifts they enjoy. This could be gifts that could be useful for them. What is something that if these people were my buds, what would I get them for Christmas? So let's just start it off with my boy Kaladin from the Stormlight Archive. Kaladin never seems to get a break. Sanderson never ceases to tire with beating this guy up. And the read-along that I was a part of for Kaladin in Stormalong 2020, we decided that Kaladin was quite the emo character. And what is better than getting a character that you love a mixtape, which we don't really have mixtapes because we've entered the phase where everything is streaming. So I just created an emo playlist that I would give to Kaladin and dedicate to him as my personal heartfelt gift. This is a mixture of songs that may have to do with themes in his life and also just songs that I think would vibe with the character he's a struggle bussin' at all times. So here we go. I got a playlist I'm going to give to Kaladin. The songs in this playlist, first of all, it's Christmas time, and we got to start off with the sound. So Last Christmas by Wham, maybe the most overplayed Christmas song in all of department store shopping. Not the worst Christmas song. People say the worst Christmas song. People debate about it. It's either I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas, Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time, or one of those other really dumb ones. But Last Christmas is on this playlist. I want to put in Death Cup by Mom Jeans, The Black Parade by My Chemical Romance, which I feel like really embodies the Kaladin spirit, that he's going to stand up and take the fall for everybody else. Good Enough by Tiny Moving Parts, Sweetness by Jimmy Eat World. You know what I'm talking about if you are old like me. In Too Deep by Sum 41, Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous, which I feel like really fits Way of Kings Kaladin by Good Charlotte, obviously. Some version of American Idiot called like Light Eyes Idiot by Green Day. And then for major vibes, I want to do Empty by Juice WRLD, In the End by Linkin Park, and Stay by The Kid Laroi and Justin Bieber. That one's for vibes. It's a freaking banger. Kaladin's life would be greatly enriched if he just listened to this playlist every day and he used this as a backboard with Syl to just sort of build a better psyche for himself. Sometimes the best thing you can do when you're sad is listen to sad music. At least it helps me. Next up, I wanted to buy something for my boy Edward Cullen, the vampire from the Twilight series. You all know him, and of course, I'm sure you all love him. One of the problems with Kaladin is when you look at him from any context, but especially a context that steps away from the source material, you realize that there's a lot of things about Kaladin that are very creepy. One of those facts is that he's been 17 for a very long time, which other people may interpret as him being a very old person. If I were to give Edward Cullen a gift, it would be a subscription to the Silver Singles. Here is a snippet from a review of Silver Singles. What's great about Silver Singles is that more than 80% of the members are highly educated and have a university degree. So if you're looking for intelligent, educated, and well-established mature singles, you should consider Silver Singles. We're talking people that are closer to his age, definitely closer to his maturity. They're going to be well educated, so they compete with him, and the dude that's been studying and reading, he's familiar with a lot of things from the past because he was born in the past. So who better to relate to him than an older lady who is very sophisticated, and maybe she's looking for a little bit more of that youthful energy in her love life? Not to mention, one of the major plot threads in the Twilight series is that there was an accidental pregnancy that goes wrong. You don't have to worry about that so much when you're dating people 50 or older. This section also has a 60-year-older thread. I'm talking like Cullen could date any of these older people, and they could be a very good match just intellectually, emotionally, for so many reasons. And honestly, who wouldn't love to see that sort of take on Twilight, where Edward Cullen really starts to love this older lady? It could be like Captain America and that one chick that he liked from back in the day. You know what I'm talking about? The one that has the really weird CGI in Winter Soldier. It's such an amazing movie, Winter Soldier is. But when he goes back and visits that lady, I cannot remember her name, but the uncanny valley in that scene is so strong, it's impossible for me to watch that scene and not feel great fear when I look into her eyes and see the way that they've polymorphed her face into an older lady. It creeps me out to no end. But something like that could be good for Edward and could be good for an older lady as well. Merry Christmas, Edward Cullen. One of the ones that I've been struggling with, because I can't figure out what would be the best gift for Harry Dresden. If you're watching this video right now and you are familiar with the Dresden Files, I need your help. What is something we could buy for Harry Dresden that would be the perfect gift for him? Leave your answers in the comment down below, please. Also, if you'd like to debate this topic further, there's a link to a Discord down below. Please join the Discord and let's talk about what would be the perfect gift for Harry Dresden. Next up is Anne Shirley from the Anne of Green Gables series. Now, she exists in a world it's very far in the past, but something that she loves imagination, she loves stories. What would I buy Anne Shirley for Christmas that would blow her mind, technologically speaking, but also be amazing for her? Hey, I'm going to shill out a product. This is not sponsored, but technically, I guess I could put an affiliate link for it down in the description below, which I will do. But if I could buy something for Anne Shirley, I would buy her a Kindle e-reader. I would load that thing with a ton of amazing books, classics throughout history, as well as modern, just fantasy stories, romances, epics, adventure stories. And I would give Anne Shirley a Kindle full of amazing ebooks. I think she would love it. I think it's a very good gift match for her character. And I think that it would blow her mind. She'd be one of those people that just doesn't understand modern technology, but when you hand it to her, she immediately recognized the value of the Kindle. For my boy Tao from Rage of Dragons, he is a very focused individual that sometimes can lose track of important things. And to make sure that he accomplishes his goals, I think it would be very valuable to buy him a copy of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I want to help him understand these important habits, and if he can take those to heart and apply them to his own life, he might be able to succeed at his goals, whether they be noble or selfish, a little bit better. One of the things I noticed that was pretty funny when I was looking at the website for 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is that each of these habits is a registered trademark. So I don't even know if I'm allowed to say them in this video, but I'm going to risk it all for you guys and do it. Here are the 7 habits and some descriptions of them that I think would help Tao along in his journey to murder a bunch of people. Habit 1, be proactive. Focus and act on what they can control and influence instead of what you can't. Habit 2, begin with the end in mind. Define clear measures of success and a plan to achieve them. He does this, but sometimes you can lose focus, and I want to make sure that he maintains the focus that he needs to acquire his goals. Habit 3, put first things first. Prioritize and achieve the most important goals instead of constantly reacting to urgencies, which is something that he struggles a little bit with. He's a very passionate, emotionally controlled individual. He needs to be able to focus and not let the side things become main things. Make the main things and do what you have to do. Habit 4, think win-win. Collaborate more effectively by building high trust relationships. This is something I feel like he struggles a little bit with. I'm just saying. Maybe he needs to work on that a little bit more and he'd be able to get what he needs to get done better. Habit 5, seek first to understand, then be understood. Influence others by developing a deep understanding of their needs and perspectives. And boy, Tao could really use some help in this area. I think that understanding how to apply this step to build some allies to help him accomplish his goals by being a charismatic leader, by understanding what other people want and influencing them to help him could be a useful tool. Habit 7, sharpen the saw, which I thought was funny because it shouldn't be literal, but it almost could be literal with Tao. He has two swords. Increase motivation, energy, and work-life balance by making time for renewing activities. This is something that could definitely help him. I feel like he only does one renewing / procreative activity, if you know what I'm talking about, if you read the first book. But he needs more chill time. He needs more time to pour into himself so that he can pour into others or cut them down better. I'm just saying, he needs some help. I think this could help him. Next up is Vin from the Mistborn series. And the thing is, sometimes Christmas gifts are not something that you just have to buy. Sometimes Christmas gifts are experiences that you can do together. You could take someone on a date. You could take them on a trip. You can bring them to a magical place and show them something. And Vin is somebody that I think if you really wanted to give her a super I say magical gift, which is funny because for her, it would just be a magical gift. I'm just saying, if you brought Vin to a modern day junkyard, it would literally be like a wealth of treasure for her. You bring Vin to a junkyard and everything she sees is gold, figuratively. Like the metals that she sees, she could use to power her magic. It's magical. It's not literal gold, which may be a different metal that you could use for a different magical power, but like iron, copper, steel, these are things that she could use. It'd be magical for her. Is this making sense? Vin would just love a trip to a junkyard. It would be invaluable for her. One man's trash is actually Vin's treasure. And then another one. And finally, the last one on my list for this video is Fitz the Boy from the Farseer trilogy, the boy whose entire life is screwed from the beginning because of some very unfortunate circumstances, and no one actually willing to look out for the boy. Somebody needs to look out for the boy. Nobody's willing to look out for the boy and give him what he needs. What the boy needs is a good lawyer and something that I would buy him, which is a 23andMe kit. He gives his blood, we can trace his ancestry, and this could solve so many problems. You see, there's some things we know about his ancestry, but if he had a good lawyer and he had this kit that proves some certain things, like his parentage, he could have gone viral and got a lawsuit settlement because, of course, you know, with the courts being what they were with an actual kingdom, an actual monarch, they probably wouldn't be right, but he could get the settlement of a lifetime to be able to go have his own life. He could be set for life monetarily speaking, and he could hire a tutor, an actual regular tutor, not one that teaches him how to murder, but one that teaches him how to do nice things and make the world a better place in the traditional sense. And he would avoid so many of the hardships that he had to do. What if he'd been raised? What if he'd been raised by someone that actually cared for him and he was able to use that money to buy caretakers and educators that cared about making his life a better place? Would the kingdom ultimately end up in a different place? Maybe a worse place. Yes, but nobody cares for the Fitz in the way that he needs. The boy needs love. He starts his life from 6 years old in the worst place possible because people make decisions for him that are not good. If he just had a good lawyer and he had proof of his parentage and ways to exploit that from an early age, he could turn out to be a weird trust fund kid raised by people that just wanted to exploit him for his money. But how is that much different than the life he actually got? And that's just a simple list of things that I would buy for some of my favorite book characters that could help them along the way. Would you like to see more videos like this where I give other book characters gifts? What do you think about the gifts that I offered to the characters in this one? What do you think we should give Harry Dresden for Christmas? Should we collect a pool and be able to buy something bigger for him? Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos from me in the future, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I post new videos. If you'd like to talk about this or any other topic with me, there's a link to a Discord down below. And hey, I'm just saying, if you want to buy a Kindle this year for somebody for Christmas, there is an affiliate link in the link down below. I'm not sponsored, but I do get a kickback if you buy a Kindle from the affiliate link. I hope you're having a wonderful Christmas season. I can't wait to talk to you again in the future. Until next time, have yourself a merry little Christmas. To kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to